All right, good morning everybody. We're gonna go and feed our hogs, so come along for the journey. First thing I do, make sure I empty my pockets because one time I came out here to help with the hogs and I lost our car keys and we were stranded here for a couple days until we could get a replacement. So I don't bring anything valuable with me anymore, or at least I try not to. This right here is our barley. This is not ground yet. We'll mix this with peas to create this ground mix right here. You can see this is a combination of peas and barley that we feed to our sows, and we mix in a little some minerals and salt to make sure they're getting the nutrients that they need. And then for our weaner pigs, we actually mix in some higher protein things as well because we want to put a lot more weight on them a lot quicker. Sows we're just trying to kind of keep at weight, and the weaners we're trying to bulk up. Here we go. See? This is what happens when you live the farm life. We homeschool, we garden, we raise hogs, and everything kind of winds up spread out just a little bit. Look, they know it's feeding time. They know the yellow buckets. I think they have internal clocks that tell them it's time. We feed our sows depending on their need. Today they're going to get about 5-6 pounds of food each. When they're nursing, we opt to free feed our sows because so much of their consumption goes to feeding their babies, and we want to try and prevent them from getting too skinny because it can be hard to put the weight back on them. So we try to just feed them as much as they want to eat. You'll see here in each of these pens, each pig has a bucket. Like I said, we try to feed each of them their ration in their own bucket, cut down on the fighting, make sure they're all getting the right amount of food. I'm gonna go back and fill up for Linda and Ginger. So I'm gonna start Ginger off here. I'm gonna feed Ginger about a whole bucket to start. She's got 10 piglets that she's still feeding, and I want to make sure she has everything that she needs. We'll check back later in the day to see how she's doing. And then Linda today is going to get about 15 to 20 pounds of food, and we'll check back on her later as well. Ginger's food is blocked here with some straw, so I'm going to try to clear it out here, make sure she can actually access her grain for her. All right, now we'll go back to Miss Linda. Hi, Miss Linda. Oh, she thinks JC the cameraman is feeding her today. Tricked her. All right, now we're gonna go around and check everybody's water. I'm gonna go back and turn on the water. This here is Linda. She's one of our newly weaned moms. That's why she's getting a little extra food today and why she's isolated. We want to make sure that after weaning, she's getting back up to weight and doing well before we put her in with any other hogs. Funny story about Hamlet and the water barrel. It's opening day of hunting season, and I came out and there was quite a commotion in the gilt pen. They were all gathered around the water barrel, and I thought, that's unusual, I better go take a look. There was a pig stuck upside down in the water barrel. Hamlet had gotten herself high-centered and was upside down in her water barrel. I was 8 months pregnant at the time, and there wasn't a thing that I was going to be able to do about that. I had to cut the water barrel down, cut the strings that were holding it up, and she came toppling out. And funny thing is, she still, when you're filling a water barrel, might try to climb up there and give it another go. Okay, this is Evelyn right here. She was one of our pigs. We actually had her in with a bunch that we were getting ready to raise out for butcher, and she just set herself apart from the rest of the crew. We really want to be sure that when we're raising pigs that we're going to turn into breeders, that they're friendly, because we want it to be a safe environment for our kids, but also just we want it to be a good experience when we're working with them when they're bred and when we're handling piglets. It's important that they trust us and that we trust that they're not going to go off the rails when we get in with them. And so as we look to find breeders, we're looking for the friendly ones. Now everybody's been fed and everybody's been watered. So the next part of our routine is we like to get in with our pigs, especially these 3 here on the end. But it's that time. Yes. Hi, pretty girl. Hi, Barb. Oh, are you jealous? No, it's funny, I didn't ever think that I'd get attached to our pigs, but boy, there are a few that I'm pretty attached to. This is one of them. So, there you have it. There's our daily feeding routine.